This is Jerry. Now, Jerry has recently been thinking about the food that he eats. And he has been eating meat ever since he was young, and it's something that he really likes. But more and more recently, he's become aware of the issues to do with climate change and meat consumption and production. And it's something that he thinks he wants to make a change about, but doesn't quite know how. Now, recently, he's been seeing lots of adverts online and on the television telling him he should sub out his sausage and mashed dinners for a quinoa salad. And to be honest, it's not really something that interests him or gets him motivated. And if anything, he personally might think that the issue lies higher up and changes should be made there. So Jerry is one of many types of people who is aware of this issue and would like to make a change, but does not know how. And it's being able to engage with these wide range of audiences that is the challenge when developing change and awareness campaigns to get people to mobilize and move forward. So this is where we have to ask the question, is how do we reach and inspire the audiences that want to take action when developing these campaigns? Hi, my name is Ned. I'm working with WWF. I've been exploring the UK's relationship with food and diet using their survey dataset. Now, the Worldwide Fund for Nature, or WWF, is a world-leading independent conservation organisation. Now, when we think of WWF, we often think of the globally renowned panda logo and their fight for endangered species. But WWF are also very active in developing change and awareness campaigns to drive positive change to protect the environment. For instance, they inspire collective action with the Earth Hour campaign by getting people worldwide to switch off their lights. And they've created movement behind big issues with Fight for Nature, a campaign to ensure the UK keeps its environmental protection laws after Brexit. So what is the project I've been working on in my faculty fellowship? Now, we know that meat consumption and production has a significant impact on habitat loss and climate change. So with this in mind, with this exploratory project, we are wanting to develop a data-driven approach to understanding the UK's public relationship with food and diets. And so why do we want to do this? Well, this is to create a better informed communications and change campaigns that will mobilize audiences and hopefully get people like Jerry to want to act and move for positive change. So the data set that we'll be using is this monthly online survey with questions developed and created by WWF. And we have over 56,000 responses to more than 350 questions. And this survey has been collected for more than 3 years now. And luckily, we have a range of topics that we have collected through the survey. And using this, we want to try and better understand the audience behind this survey and understand the UK public's understanding and beliefs around the food and diet. So more about the data. So each participant has many features and many answers to these survey questions. And these include things like demographics, so where they're from and what they do, concerns, both environmental and generally, and charity support. Have they actively or financially supported the charity, and would they be likely to in the future? And also things like hobbies. What are they interested in doing in their spare time? And even things like where do they shop? Because all of these things encompass each individual unique person. And with that, what we want to be able to do is try and predict, based on these features, questions like what people eat and would they be willing to change? So the models that we'll be using will take these features, as we can see on the left, and we'll put them through one of these classifiers. So in our case, logistic regression and random forest, and we will train these classifiers to be able to predict whether someone is likely to eat fish, eat meat and fish either regularly or occasionally, or is even vegetarian or vegan. And a useful output with these classifiers is also feature importance. So as we can see in this example highlighted, we can see on the left that age, region, and hobbies are particularly good predictors of whether someone occasionally eats meat or fish. So now some of the results, and back to Jerry. So as we said previously, we know that Jerry has been thinking about his meat consumption and the implications for the climate. But also importantly now through our analysis, we actually understand that he's rather concerned globally about fishing standards and practices for sustainable fishing. And he's also particularly worried about inflation and rising prices. So using this additional information, we can develop future campaigns which can take these concerns into consideration and hopefully make Jerry more likely to be able to act on these ideas. Now, some additional work we've been able to do is looking at the subset of meat eaters, so those who are willing to change, because realistically, these are our target audiences. And so what we want to know is can we cluster this group? And is there more information in there about this subset that we can use when developing future campaigns and future advertising? So we're using a K-modes algorithm. We've been able to perform audience segmentation. And with that, we've been able to find out more about those who eat meat and are willing to change. So for instance, we found one group those who particularly watch Freeview TV and use those to get their news and information, and are quite interested in terms of looking after their own home, but are particularly concerned about plastic waste. Then we have this other group who are more frequently using social media and the internet to get their news and information, and like socializing, and are particularly concerned about some of the more global issues around climate change, and would be keen to sign a petition. Now, being able to use this type of analysis means that we've identified audiences that perhaps would not originally have been considered. And inclusion of these different groups will lead to more effective awareness campaigns that can mobilize a larger target audience. So the impact. We've identified these target audiences, but importantly, we've done in-depth analysis to support tailored communications and campaigns. And this should lead to enhanced advertising capabilities in the future. Thank you.